Holy shit! What say, my fine feathered YouTube chicklets? Today we're back on the Echowebb guitar again. If you remember the last video, we took the bridge off, put some glue in this crack back here, and put 2 cleats up inside of it. I'll show you all that up closer later. Today I'm going to take all this stuff off here. The last thing we did was glue those little wood fibers back down, and they should be good to go now. It's been 48 hours since I made the other video because I've been so sick, and I want to publicly apologize to the owner of this guitar for being so slow. I've just been so sick, man. In fact, I apologize to all of you that have guitars here at the host that ever sleeps. They're safe, they're in good hands, and I'll get to them. And I apologize for being so slow. Hadn't planned on getting sick like that. Still sick, still got it. But it's getting better. It's a little bit better every day. I feel better now, at least well enough I can do the work. I just felt so bad before, couldn't do it. Anyways, let me get this stuff off of here, and I'll bring you over here closer. Maybe we can do it right there. I'll tell you what we're going to do next. We need to prepare this surface of the top and the bottom of the bridge and get that ready to glue that bridge back on there. So let's do it. Most of the glue came off with the bridge. There's still a little glue on here in places, but most of it came off with the bridge. I got to clean all of this off and get the rest of that old glue off of here, what's left. So let me just bring the camera over here closer, and we'll start doing that first. So I'll show you one way I'll do it. So let me get set up for it. Just to show you what I'm doing here, I've got a single edge razor blade. Okay, here, maybe you can see it. And I went along the bridge here, scraping it like so with the blade. I've also got a wheel here. I'm going to put on a drill in a few minutes and rough it up some more. But I'm just taking the razor blade here now, scraping that old glue loose. And I don't know what that stuff was, but it did not react to heat well at all. I'm going to have this completely level and all the old glue off of it. Put the wheel on it in just a minute. Had a tiny little place in the finish right here that tore out, and like I said, this whole area right here almost tore out from the fibers, pulling the fibers up. So I came around from this side and went in and saved this whole portion right here, but I did get a little chip right there. Now I could maybe drop some lacquer thinner on that, soften it up and do a drop fill there, but I don't think it's bad enough really to worry about. I'm going to get the bridge on it first, and then we'll worry about that, if at all. Very slow going. I want every bit of that old glue off, gone. We want bare wood to bare wood contact, and we will settle for nothing less. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. I hope none of you guys ever get this crap that I've had for over 3 weeks now. For over 3 weeks it has kicked my ass. I mean, I'm over it, I guess, now, but now let me see if the drill's charged up. I'll bring you back and see how this wheel cleans it up. Hold on. Sir. Now I got to do that same thing to the bridge. I want to rig up a dust catching system here for that. Give you an idea of what's going on here, if I can get it in the camera. Just starting right at the finish line, and scraping back that old glue off. There's not very much on here, and it's kind of sporadic too, but it's coming. By the way, this is some of the finest ingenuity you will find on the internet. Welcome back, folks. Been doing a lot of stuff off camera and catching up slowly but surely. And I got this all flat. I got the bridge. It's completely flat now. I scored that. I don't know if you can get it in the light enough to where you can see it. See where I scored it? And the thing fits on there like a glove. I mean, it's almost like it sets in a pocket once you hit the right place, right there. It's almost like it sets in a pocket there. It's sitting down in the lower than the finish is. So that's already, and I've got glue out, I got brushes out, I got rags, I got water, I got everything I need right here. And I realize the wind is just ripping outside. I mean, big time. And you guys have been subscribed here a while knows how the power goes off more than it's on here. So I've decided to hold off on this bridge tonight because of, you know, I don't want to get started on that and get halfway into it and the power go off. I mean, I'd really be screwed then. I got generators and stuff, but you know, you can't stop doing this once you start. Scored that all up, by the way, too. It's really rough surface now. And so I decided, I think, rather than take a chance of getting in the dark doing that, with the wind whipping like it is, let's take the neck off of it. I got a 4 millimeter wrench here. I'm just going to get a flashlight and go down in there and take the neck bolt out and take those other two bolts in the fretboard extension out and see what happens. Holy cow, that, wow man, it was not even tight at all. No tightness, none whatsoever. That is shocking. Didn't expect that. Completely loose. Unbelievable. And we have one neck bolt. And here's what it looks like. Now there's two bolts, as you know, up under here, under these two dots right here. There might be one under that one, I don't know yet. But I know there's two here, and I've already got a socket here somewhere. I think this is it. 8 millimeter, yeah. I might very well recommend to the owner, you know, wait till we get in there and look at it, see what we're up against. But I might recommend to him to do away with all these nuts and bolts and just glue the neck back on it. This would have never happened if had it been glued on before. I don't think it would have moved that much. I believe what's happened is, now that I see how loose that bolt was, I think what's happened is the guitar was so dried out, it shrunk so very much. Get this out of the way. It shrunk so very much, the bolts and the screws came loose. I think. Yeah, this nut, look at that. There's one of the nuts. Just fell off in my hand, man. Wasn't even tight. Hope the other one's that loose. Well, there they are, folks. You can see how small and tiny they are. Check that out. Very small little nuts. Yeah, I think you can see that okay. So, unless there's a bolt in here, I don't know if there is. I don't think there is, because I don't know. There could be, because the neck block is right there. But I don't know. Oh, that neck is loose, man. She's a moving. She is moving. I'll tell you what I want to do before I get into that too much. Just want to make sure there's no glue under here or finish or anything to malfunction. Yes, sir. I don't think that's got any glue at all under there, but you never know. It's better to be safe. Better safe than sorry. Nope, no glue. The only thing that's holding that neck on there is a tight fitting joint. It would appear. It's like pulling the neck. Basically, that's what we're doing. Try to keep it in there. That is a good fitting joint, I will have to say that. Now I can see down in there. Screws are coming up. The screws need to come out straight, if at all possible. So I need to hold back on the neck, shove it back that way. I know it's just going to pop out when it does come. I really should have a jig that I could put this thing in. I used to have one that I made and fastened to all the front of the guitar here, and it had a bolt back here that you turned and it shoved against the heel, and you could really very slowly crank the neck off. But you can see here, I'll show you if I can get to, you can see the separation there. It's coming off. It's just really a tight fitting joint. There's nothing left to hold that on there. I think that's part of the truss rod maybe that I'm seeing down in there. I'm going to have a sore hand tomorrow if I keep doing this long. Slowly but surely. Boy, have I got some shit to show you. I figured it out, folks. There she is. Popped right off when I turned the camera off. But, oh man, I see a lot of issues with this. Lots of things. It's going to be a problem. And let me just get rid of that. I went ahead and took the two screws completely out. These two screws. Took them completely out on the truss rod adjustment right here. And I'll show you the problem here in a few minutes. Here's how he had the neck. Those two screws went right down in the top here. And had bolts on the inside. Or nuts. They're screws. They had nuts on the inside there, okay? There you can have a look inside of there. This hole, that hole is the bolt hole where the bolt went through. And let's see what it's screwed in there. Yeah, there's a threaded piece right here. Get it in the light. I'll show you better in a few minutes. The way I'm set up right here, it's not the best lighting. I've got good lights. I just got them in the wrong place for right now, if you know what I mean. But this is threaded. This one is threaded. And this other one does nothing. This one does nothing. You could put a dowel in there, I guess, if you wanted. You know what? That is a good tight fitting joint, man. That's not a dovetail now that I look at it. That's a mortise tenon joint. Yeah. So, like I said, let me set the camera up here and I'll explain everything. This has been a screwed up video from a word go because of the weather. So I'll tell you what's been going on. Hold on. So I'll give you another look at this joint and the setup here now. A little better light here on the subject. That's a truss rod adjustment right there. 4mm. No, it was the bolt that was 4mm. I forget what the truss rod was. I thought that had a dual action truss rod. It's not. It's a one-way single action rod. But it works. It seems to work okay. We're going to have a problem though, I think. Here you can have a look at the I thought that was a dovetail joint. I thought all these Echowebb guitars were dovetail, but they're not. You can see down in there the bolt hole. That's the bolt hole. And that is there one on the top? No, there's none on the top. This area is where the that extended piece of truss rod goes, and it comes through that hole there. If you can see that, okay. Now, when I fit this neck on there, I'll do it laying right there. When I fit it on there, the truss rod has got to go through that hole, okay? The truss rod adjustment, as you can see right here, that's the truss rod adjustment inside the hole there. Now, this whole entire neck needs to come this way. The neck needs to come more down into the joint, the neck joint. In order to do that, I'm going to have to waller that hole out a tiny bit, because you can see there, I think you can see it, there's no room for the truss rod to go down any farther. So I need to waller that hole out downward. I don't want to drop the thing. You can see here how much more it needs to come down. Yeah, I got the light in the wrong place again, man. Sorry. It can come down, it looks like another 2/64 maybe. But it can't because of that hole there that the end of the truss rod adjustment sticks through. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand that. If I go in there and waller the hole out, at least down that way, to allow the whole neck to set down in there just a little bit farther, then I think we can make this puppy work. But that's the steps I was talking about. I want to go ahead and glue the bridge on here first, okay, and get finished with that. I'll get the camera and bring over here and show you all that stuff. But there we go. Let me bring you over here, and we'll take a look inside at the work we did back here so far. Hold on. You already saw in the other video I put 2 cleats in there, and there they are, with the grain running across this way. So see, the guitar grain runs this way, so I run the cleats across that, and you can see them back in there. I went ahead and put 2 in it. The owner of this guitar is never going to have any more problems with it coming apart up here or here if he allows me to glue the neck on it. I'm going to talk to him about that. But if you come around here and look, and don't have the light in the right place again, there's that hole that the truss rod comes through, okay? Now we know the whole truss rod has to, the whole neck has to set down in the joint farther to make this work. Truss rod comes through that hole right there. Right there. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to water that hole out a little bit. And I see this brace right here has been broken. It's cracked. Let me get a flashlight. Maybe you can see it. Maybe not. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got a little crack in it. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's going to work in our favor, it doesn't look like. And it's been glued. Someone glued it. It looks to me like with CA glue is what it looks like. That rosette was already going there. I didn't do that. It's actually got glue over it. I guess Doyle figured it's going to be covered up anyway. And there's where the two screws went in. And like I say, I popped those out. I can get that to set there. I can put inlay back in those holes, whether we glue it on or not. Or I still got the inlays that came out of it, so I can use those if I have to. But hold on. So like I said, this video started out I was going to glue the bridge back on this thing. But the wind is ripping outside. Holy shit! And if you know the shit for luck that I have, I'm not going to put glue all over this and glue all over the bridge and trying to see and wipe squeeze out away and get clamps on it and the power go off right in the middle of it. And our power stays off more than it does on. I'm not going to put myself in that situation because I know what will happen. The power will go off and it'll be ruined. So I stopped on that, took the neck off, and I can still go ahead and put the bridge on tomorrow and clamp it up. It'll have to set 48 hours. And then we can go to work on this neck joint. And in the meantime, I'll talk to the owner and maybe I might mention gluing the neck on, see what he thinks about that. Just doing away with all the bolts and nuts and crap. I never really liked that. It's, you know, if I have to do a neck reset on one with a bolt in it, you know, I'll charge a fraction of what I charge with one that's glued on. But if this had been glued on, you know, this problem, I don't think, from 2009 till right now, I don't think we'd have this problem with the neck. Anyways, that'll be videos to come. Next video, I'll probably glue the bridge back on it. I'll bring you around for that. This video's just been screwed from the word go. All kind of crazy shit. I forgot to turn the camera on I don't know how many times. And it's been crazy. Anyways, there you have it. We got the neck off. Next video, like I say, we'll glue the bridge on it, clamp it up, and let that set, and work on the neck joint while that's setting up. Well, I won't be able to do very much with it because I need to get the plane of the fretboard to the plane of the bridge in alignment with each other. If they're not, when that goes all the way in there as far as we go, first thing I'll have to do is waller this hole out for the truss rod, because it's, you know, it's not going to allow me to set the neck down in there as far as it needs to go. So anyways, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. And power hasn't gone off, but I guarantee you if I'd start gluing that on there, I've got glue, I've got brush out here and water, wet cloths, everything I need, man, is right here. And I backed out, changed my mind, because I'm not going to take that chance. The power would go off right when I got in the middle of that. And you know, you have like a working time with that glue, and you can't just stop and go up and fire up a generator and hook all that shit up. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till either the wind stops blowing or it's daylight. And I'll tackle that and I'll bring you along for the ride. Cheers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And man, listen to that wind. I hope the camera's getting that. And I'll see you next time.